I said my jack is dead right now, so I've been on live as well.
Oh, you don't have a charger?
Nah, it's charging over there.
Oh.
It's dead right now.
Or like, is there an extra? If your plug can reach over there,
Probably.
where is it?
It's over there.
I didn't know his whole name, so I feel like a little stalker a little bit because he says,
They say she a job, I say she underrated. I just met her, so the next solution. Dip my old shit, execution.
Mike's in there on. Yeah, swag in the city. Y'all already know FLO Empire Radio. Introduce the swag team.
Swizzles.
Know what I mean? We got Truth the Barber artist in the building.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
We
Smile, man.
we got one more. I'm
Look,
smiling.
I know. I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna get across the room. I just wanted them to focus on Truth real quick. You know what I'm saying? We got Eddie the Barber, Ed Finesse in the building.
Yo, y'all was good.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking to the mic, y'all, when y'all do speak,
Yep.
because we need y'all to project to the people. So, yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I got you.
So, Truth, please tell the people your name, your formal name, how to address you, where you're from, and a little bit about you, an introduction.
Yeah, my name is Truth the Barber Artist, aka Truth Quinones. You can look me up on my Instagram, Truth the Barber Artist, or you can go to my Facebook, Truth Quinones, and you can definitely find me there and see my work.
All right. And you, my brother.
What's going on, y'all? It's Ed Finesse, straight out of Jamaica, Queens. Follow me on Instagram, the real _ Ed Finesse. My work is on there. Hit my line.
All right. So let's get into it. First of all, Truth, I know a lot of people don't know you. I usually give a small introduction as to how I know the guests that I invite. I'm gonna tell y'all. So I was on. I'm looking on Craigslist for a barbering gig, right? And I'm refreshing. So the last time I refreshed, the last post that came up, I mean, I had just went on there, and then I refreshed again, and there's a post on there. I'm like, what the fuck? So I call it, and he's like, yo, so can you come in? I'm like, yeah. So I go in, we talk for maybe 5-10 minutes, and he's like, well, set up, so I set up, and now it's been a little over a month that I've been working under him, but the credentials that this man holds is crazy, and you learn as you go. So I learned that I'm gonna have him say some stuff, but I'm gonna just say what really struck me, like what really impressed me about him is the fact that, number one, he was super humble about everything that he was about. He was one of the instructors in ABI, which is the go-to place for getting your barber license or your apprentice license or whatever it is. And bigger than that, he was willing to share the knowledge. So in about a month, he's turned me into a better barber by far. And I mean by staying on me, this and the third, whatever. So, and I learned he was a tattoo artist. So I said, well,
Formally.
Formally. So I said, yo, Truth, why don't you come to the radio? Because I'm like, his story is pretty interesting, you know what I mean? And he's very observant. He got very observant eyes. I noticed that from the first day I met him. So I said, I want you to come up and tell the story behind those eyes.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I gave a little introduction. Tell us where you're from, and how you moved about and how you got into what you're into.
Well, I was raised on and off, back and forth from Queens and the BX, and I just got into barbering because of my grandmother. She pretty much taught me everything I know from the beginning. She started me off cutting my grandfather's hair when I was 12 years old, and I just ran with it ever since, and I just been perfecting my craft as much as I can, and thank God it's developed into what it is now.
So how long has it been now? I don't want you to give away your age, but niggas don't do the math out here.
Long time. It's been, right now I'm doing a little bit over 30 years experience.
Wow. So all right. So and how long was you a tattoo artist for?
That I was doing for about 10 years.
10 years, and which one do you love more, the tattooing or the barbering?
Definitely barbering.
And how come?
That's where my heart is at. It's like that's where my roots are at. My grandmother, she went to the New York Beautician School, and she graduated from there. So it's in my blood. You could say that.
Okay. So it's like, do you think that like a talent like that though is hereditary? Because there's some people that if their mom cook, they're probably good cooks or something like that. So you think it's already kind of in the person's hands?
I
like
believe
the
that's in the
genes?
DNA, definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So is she still alive now?
No, she passed away.
Did she know? Was she alive when you got to a certain height? Did she get to see
No,
that?
she never got to see, you know, how I developed and what I turned into, you know. If she would have seen that, I'm pretty sure she would have been real proud of me. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you something in terms of like, because I know a lot of tattoo artists and a lot of barbers, a lot of women flock to those positions for some reason. Yeah. So so did you find yourself getting more chicks doing barbering or doing tattooing?
I would say tattooing definitely, you know, but the more
look, everybody look.
I would say tattooing.
Myself, I've seen it. Like,
Okay.
I'm about to change my profession.
But
you know, Ben did that.
You said what? You said niggas is disrespectful. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, as you get to a different level in this barbering game, and you travel around and you do shows and you do, you know, head battles, and you know, like when I was teaching at the school, you know, there was a lot of ladies there, so you do meet, you know, females in different areas.
All right. So, hey, tell us about your experiences in the beginning to now, and where you coming from with it. How you got the name El Finesse?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just made it up myself just from the way I started off.
Yo, stop talking like you scared. He like, I just got the name. Yeah, he's smooth. Yeah, he's a smooth one.
I need you to talk up. Yeah, talk up. Loud.
See?
Loud. That's right.
You get chicken, yeah. We in the building. Swag in the city in the building. Let's get it.
Just like that.
Projecting.
Like that.
Swag in the city, you building.
Exactly. Bro, that's what I'm talking. Now we got it. Now we
You
got it.
finesse that real quick.
Facts though, but I started when I was a sophomore in high school. I was giving niggas haircuts in the bathroom and shit. Feel me? Or two, so
That's dope.
then I went to college, went to Iona College. They was like, oh, I started cutting like the basketball, some niggas on the basketball team, some niggas on the soccer team. My roommates, my like whatever niggas I had, like they would just come over. They give me bread or speakers. I was getting games and shit like that. Yeah, bro, I was getting mad shit. And that's when they kind of pushed me like, yo, you should get your license. And I was like, I heard it. So school, I feel me, I took a semester off of school, went to ABI, got my license, and then feel me, I just progressed from there.
Alright, so like a lot of people feel like, cause truth, I ain't gonna front, showed me another side to barbering. You know what I mean? Because I'm a new barber, and you know, going into business, you take a little journey, and you think that, you know, you go to different shops or whatever, and there's a ceiling. You know, a lot of barbers don't take it to a certain height in terms of the things that they do, the things that they offer, and the money they can make. So being under Truth, I've learned a lot in terms of business and all of that. So I want to know, Truth, like when did you say, you know what, I'm gonna make the trend? Because I would say you're a high fashion barber. You know what I'm saying? So when did you make the Truth from being an average barber that's just like, you know, having a circular rotation and just, hey, get in and get out, to a high fashion barber that take your time with each and every customer?
Well, I think there's a lot of talented barbers out there in New York, and I think a lot of them undersell themselves. You know, they you know, take a lot of time to learn their craft and get good at what they're at, but they don't charge for their work. You know, and it really, I got sick and tired of having tired feet and, you know, achy back, and then I was charging $12, $15 for my hair, because, you know, then I started charging $20, and I thought it was a big deal, but it really wasn't, you know, because when you really think about how much time and effort it goes into learning a skin fade, you know, and doing a hot towel shave without cutting somebody, you know, it takes a lot of practice to do that.
Yeah,
a lot of concentration.
I was gonna ask, cause I ain't gonna lie, I was really, really impressed when she sent me those pictures with like the Joker head.
Yeah.
That shit was fire. I was like, yo, I thought that was a tattoo at first. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that shit is fire.
Yeah.
How much would that cost?
Oh, that one right there, I would probably charge like $100. You know, depending.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much, you know, of your head you want to cover with that, but
Yeah.
you know, these are things that are going on right now heavy in the barbering world. You know, we're doing a lot of things now. Facials are a big deal now in the barbering world. You know, the facial wax, the black mask peel, the golden collagen mask. You know, I mean, these are all things that I provide. All these services that I do, And you can check them out on my Instagram, Truth the Barber Artist.
So
Can
what,
you? Oh, sorry.
what would you say is your top design
That I ever did?
that you ever did? Yeah.
Well, one time I had this bisexual girl. She came straight from the village. She heard about me, and she came all the way to, she came all the way to the BX, and she asked me for an entire orgy on her head.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
So it was
How
like,
many people was it?
it was about 9 people.
Damn.
Oh shit, she had fantasies,
Yeah,
my
bodies.
nigga.
Wait, can we
It
get
looked like a
specific?
bunch of body parts on her head. But it was
Get out
crazy.
of here, that's dope. You got
Yeah.
yo, you should have took pictures.
Yeah.
of
I
that,
wanted
man.
to, but she was like, you know, some people don't like the pictures being taken.
Right.
And she didn't want me putting her out there like that. She did it just for like
I
some.
mean, she's out there though. Like,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
walking around in the streets.
It's an
with a
orgy.
fucking
No, she
hat.
covered it. She was into
These
like
niggas said
those.
orgy head.
Wait, so how much did you charge for that one?
That one was like, I charged like $150.
And how many hours that took?
It took me like 3 hours.
Wow.
Mhm.
The other day.
But even back then, I wasn't charging a lot.
Yeah.
I was in
The
charge
other
of my
day he
work.
did. I don't know if y'all was on my Instagram and seen the Jesus.
Yes.
He did Jesus and Juan. Shouts to Juan. Juan is the other barber. He didn't want to be here today. I'm gonna say he didn't want to be here today because his ass ran the hell off. Nah, he was just a little nervous or whatever. But so Juan he got like the perfect model head for any haircut. The perfect model hair for any haircut. So he was. I think that was like a 5 hour and a break in between. It probably wouldn't have took that long. But I'm like, you know, Truth was like, well, how much would you charge for this? I'm like, you can't even think because the detail is so crazy. I'm like 30 an hour. He's like, this is at least $300.
Wow.
And I'm like, damn, because you're standing there for all these hours. You really got to calculate your time, calculate your money, and then calculate the fact that you're not seeing this in nobody else's head.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
I thought that
expenses,
was pretty
too.
dope.
Cause
Yeah.
I always said that. Cause I remember when I was younger, a haircut used to be $10, a shape of 5,
Yep.
and then I think about it. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I tried Uber like 2 years ago for a week, and I was like, hell no. I left mad quick. You know what I'm saying? Cause I did the math and the calculations, and I was like, fuck out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so the same goes to barber. So I see how the price, you know, got high over time or whatever, and then you know, like that's why. Like my girl, she'll always complain about me over tipping, you know what I'm saying? But I usually over tip people, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, nah, like I know how it feels, you know what I'm saying? So like my barber shape up is $12, I always give him $20, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, because I understand, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether,
No, it's true. Like people don't take into consideration. Like they don't think they're like, oh, I'm coming to get a service done.
Right.
I'm like, but you don't really think about like the money that was put into the products that's gonna be used
The
on you,
chair,
the
the
labor.
Right.
You know,
right.
this person may be renting this chair. They have rent to make at the end of the
And
month.
tips is a big deal
Or
for
week.
barbers.
Most definitely.
Or if they
a
went to
week.
the school, how much they paid for that.
Right,
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
just don't
Right.
take all these factors into consideration. Once they see a price, they're like, "Oh, nah."
Like, don't get
that's
me
too
wrong.
much. I'm like, "Yo, you can't expect like quality service with like a budget. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, if you want some top notch shit, you better be ready to pay."
I was gonna,
So,
I was gonna say, don't get me wrong, like if the barber sucks,
oh, yeah.
fuck him. Because I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I went to a barber that sucked for like 3 years, and I knew he sucked. She knew who it was, but I only went because he never had anybody when I got
he
there.
felt bad.
And I'm like a big like my time to me is too valuable. Like I don't got time to be waiting for like 2 hours. So you know the barber now, I call him. I'm like, yo, you got somebody? Oh, I'm gonna go to gym real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he always take care of me because you know I give him extra or whatever. You know, so it might be 2 people there. He'll tell them, no, he been called. You know what I'm saying? Like he hooked me up. You know what I'm saying? And it's a
Right, right.
relationship that people don't understand. You build that shit. You're gonna see this nigga every week. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
another thing, man. I believe in quality over quantity. A lot of barbers aren't happy unless they see 4, 5, 6 people waiting for them.
Right.
You know, and I don't like working like that because when you work like that, you tend to rush your clients.
Exactly.
You know, and the quality of your work goes down no matter how good you are.
That's a fact. Truth was telling me 5 things that barbers did that I didn't know that they did the other day. He was pretty much giving us a lesson. So you wanna tell them so they could, you know, get a whiff of what's going on.
What are we talking about?
The 5 things that barbers used to do. Remember when you was telling me that?
Oh, okay, yeah. You talking about like the traditional old school
Yeah,
barber?
yeah.
Sweet Tyler.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they used to or still do?
Nah, what people went to the barbers for
Yeah.
in back in the day.
The reason I gotta talk about it.
Yeah, the first thing was the shoe shine. A lot of barbers used to do the shoe shine. You know, man. Second thing was bath. They used to go in the barber shop. They used to actually scrub you down in the bath. You won't find barbers doing that nowadays. I won't do that either, but I'm just saying that's one of the things.
Niggas getting their balls scrubbed
Yeah.
at the goddamn shop.
Yeah.
Hey, man, sometimes you might feel a little, lazy,
And the third thing they used to do was they used to pull out teeth.
Okay, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that.
Yeah, they used to be dentists. They were actually called barber surgeons. Tonsorial artists. They weren't called barbers. So they got a history. They were actually like the town doctor. You know what I mean? So that was another thing that they don't do anymore. And
bloodletting.
yeah. Then they had the bloodletting, which was when they would
If you
drain.
was sick,
They had this superstition, which is actually the same way George Washington died. They had this crazy superstition that they believed if you were sick, that they would drain your blood out, and then that would, pretty much to the point where you're almost dead, but not dead, and then that would kill you.
So just go to the doctor, to the barber to get killed, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. So.
And what's number 5?
Wow.
That was
So that was 5?
Yeah, that was
all right.
Yeah, we said it was one left. It was shoe shine.
clean your clothes.
Wash your clothes. Yeah,
Wash your clothes, my bad.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Wash your clothes.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna say that. Oh, and they asked to always get a shave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get their eyebrows did. Which
So
It's come a long way. The barbershop has come a
Yeah.
long way since then.
So I want to ask y'all both. And I don't care who answers this question, because I notice for me, what happens is that sometimes you in the shop so long that your love life kind of suffers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So do y'all
Big time.
find yourself in that position? Because you're pretty much living in the shop, so your love life is like on pause.
Hold on, my bad. So how many hours do you put in the shop?
Well, sometimes I'll go in like from 10 to 10. If it gets real busy, I'll stay there from like 10 to 12. Sometimes I've left at 1:30 in the morning.
Damn.
I've got some clientele. They want me to get there early, like 8:30, 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so by the time you get home, you don't even want to be hugged.
And this is how many days a week?
I work 6 days a week. I take one day off.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes if I have a real special like haircut, like a design or like maybe like a celeb, then I'll do that on a Sunday because they like their private time. They don't like for nobody to be in the shop.
Of course.
So how do you work that out?
Well, pretty much, I work either through the person directly or through their.
No, I'm saying your love life and barbering.
Oh.
How do you juggle?
I was trying to get off that subject.
I see.
Still on it.
Right. Yeah. Now, you basically gotta juggle it.
The ladies need to know, man. We ain't got you. Listen, I'm asking him because he was scared to be put on the spot, and he said, "What y'all gonna ask me?" I said, "Tell him how we do. We do not plan. Our plan is to not plan."
Mick like to get up in that ass. That's what she like to do. She'll ask you everything. Your blood type,
Be like,
social security, all that shit.
Who was touching your balls last night? Nah, but how do you juggle the two?
You just have to really make time. I've had a little hard time. Sometimes they get mad at me. They're like, "Oh, you're not making enough time for me," But they gotta understand,
He
Get
said,
that
"Hey."
money.
Nigga said, hey,
Yeah, I was gonna say that
comes first,
Nigga said plural.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with dating. You know what I mean? That's it.
No
There's nothing wrong with dating.
So-
Nah, but it's true because
Let me not put him on the spot
I
now.
was gonna say that they'll complain when you barely see them, but they're gonna complain more when you got no money. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Or
pick
they
them
might
up.
give you some money. I don't
But
know.
any lady
Let me
knows
not
that
push that.
when a man is about his money, the time is very short and limited.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's why a lot of chicks got niggas sleeping on their couch. They like, listen, I need time.
That's up for that.
So have you guys ever experienced a situation where when somebody was getting a haircut and they ran out the chair for not wanting to pay? Have you ever experienced that or?
Nah, I never had that experience, but the experience that I do have is they're always trying to, once in a blue, they'll try to short me.
Yeah.
And when I get those type of guys, I'll give them the old, yeah, you can come in. And when they come in, I'll be like, yeah, you go to that guy right over there.
Yeah.
So you try to play me, I'm going to play you right back.
Hey.
But what you mean, like after you gave the haircut, like they'll give it to you?
I work
the
by
next time,
appointments.
yeah.
So when they call me for an appointment, I'll remember him. And I'll be like, okay, if he don't pay me what he owes me, he tries to do it again. Then the next time, when he comes for his appointment, I'll act like it's gonna be me, but I'll just send him to somebody else. He'll have that stupid look on his face.
He'll know.
Yeah, he'll know what's up.
Right.
So Ed, you ain't off the hook. How you juggle your love life and barbering?
I don't know, man. If you ain't got no bedtime, we can just chill during the nighttime.
What? My man said the bedtime. That nigga went straight to the bed, like.
Yeah, man, I'm
And
straight
nigga tired.
to it, man. You're right though. Dating is important. Dating is very important. But I don't know. Like I said, I put in so much time. You feel me? Like I put in so much time in the barbershop, try to perfect my craft. I'm usually with him from morning until when he closes down. That's when I leave as well. You know what I'm saying? So for them, it's kind of, because y'all, we all want attention. Yeah.
We
understand.
We need at least 4.
And like after this, I'm going to get some pussy.
Listen.
Me, like,
Me and that Flex said this shit last week, right? We was joking, but it kind of true. It was like you could tell about how serious somebody is about getting money, about how much they sleep. You know what I'm saying? You ask a nigga, how many hours of sleep you get? Oh, I get 8. You broke. You don't got no money.
Because I get 8 and I ain't broke.
Yeah, but you ain't a nigga.
There you go.
That excludes it.
I'm just saying, like, when you about your shit, you know what I'm saying? You don't care. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 hours a day is fine. You know what I'm saying? If you got to crash the 5th, 6th day, why not?
It's funny. I was just talking with a friend last night, and she was just like, "Yo, Meek, you up all kind of crazy hours," and I said, "I get intervals of sleep." I said, "I'm literally a radio host, a barber, a photographer, an artist. I do a lot of shit. So you get your intervals. You know what I'm saying? 2 hours here, 3 hours
20
here.
minutes to do, you good.
And I feel like when you young, get it in, because you get old and you can sleep all you want. That's all you're gonna want to do is sleep. You know what I'm saying? There was a question I had to ask Truth. When it come back to me though, I'm about to get it.
She said she had something good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wanted to ask you about the other side of your life. So you in a bike club.
Nah, I used to be.
Oh, you in the eye. So I said you bike anyway. On your off season.
Shout out to my man Pito.
So I'm like, how did you get into that? How did you get into the bike life?
Well, I just, I've always had a love for bikes, and I started out with the Banshees and the dirt bikes, riding around like, crazy young boys, and then from there I graduated to, faster bikes, and then, I just decided to chill out because I was getting pulled over too much. I was getting chased a lot, and I just decided to chill out with the cruisers now. That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, he got a crazy Harley with the extended front that looked like slap your mama off. Like it's crazy, and it's crazy because I remember Steel the Barber that came out. Steel is actually a Harley rider too, and I'm finding that used to be like a white old guy kind of thing. I'm finding a lot of younger people on the Harleys, and I think it's pretty cool to see it. You know what I'm saying? So what you find different between the standard Kawasaki's and the Harleys? Like what's the difference?
Cops don't bother you as much.
So how's it picking up the girls, man? Because I wanted to ride a bike, right? But I only wanted to ride the bike to get chicks. I ain't gonna lie. I was like that should have just bring my swag up to like the ceiling. So
well, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you know how to ride, because I've seen guys, they're beginning and then they'll try to ride a chick and then they'll fall with the bike and the girl.
Yo, whoever do that shit don't ever get back on a bike. Yeah, so that's never happened to you, right?
Never.
Man, nigga said never. Alright, so what's going on? I know you do a lot. I know you do music too, so talk about that. Yo, and look, this is Ed, yo. That's Ed shit, like, yo.
You gotta keep it cool for me. That was some music. I got some shit coming out soon. So
tell us what kind of music, because we specialize in the music up here. So tell the swag team what kind of music you're doing and what you're trying to do with it.
I don't really got a genre for it. Like I don't really know what to call it. It's just an expression of myself, how I feel, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I want to say. I mean, when I get into a studio, I can record it and I'm gonna put it on my Instagram. The real
nigga said, "Wait for it, nigga." He got that attitude, like, wait for that shit,
Trust
nigga.
the process.
Who's that dude? Who's that? P&B. He remind me of a P&B. Yeah, like that's the kind of vibe he got. Yeah,
I did my little thing. I see that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you sing too?
I'm like melody type shit. Feel me? It's a little easy.
So me and Ed actually, we're gonna be working on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Cause he's definitely talented. And I said we're gonna have him back up at swag when start recording some stuff and start getting out. You know what I mean? So
it's my first stop.
Yeah, definitely. And we was actually supposed to have a barbecue at GQ Barbershop, Swag in the City and GQ Barbershop, but we're still gonna do this do the barbecue thing. We're just gonna have to change the location. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I still want everybody to be involved. I want Truth involved or whatever, because this was basically to cross brand for Swag in the City. to sponsor us as a radio station, and as well as, you know, just to expand the network. But tell us what's going on this Friday up at GQ Barbershop.
Oh, I'm gonna have a friend of yours, Joselito. He's gonna come through.
Shit.
That's our boy.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
family
gonna
right there.
Listen, the puppet is great,
Yeah.
but the man behind the puppet
Yeah,
is
he-
even greater. 'Cause it's the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like yo, like you know, on IG, you like, oh, it's Joselito.
Mhm.
In person,
You like,
we're not gonna
oh,
say his
it's
name because I don't
Joselito?
know if he want his name out there yet.
Nah,
But you
he's
still
not.
like it's you still like it's Joselito. It's the same nigga. Like
Yeah.
in IG, it's blah blah blah. In person, the puppet's on the floor. We don't care a fuck about.
Yeah.
No offense, Joselito, but you know, I'm just saying the guy behind is a cool ass nigga, and Joselito is literally that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The both niggas, yeah. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
he's a
saying?
cool dude.
So Joselito coming through Friday.
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's gonna be dope.
I'm gonna do a little skit with him. You know, we do a
Alright.
video.
Alright.
So I wanted to ask, so you guys do your own cuts, your own haircuts?
Yeah, I come
'Cause
on here.
So I was gonna say, y'all shit's looking alright.
Right, I'm looking at him.
Yeah, my shit
Yeah.
fucked up.
Everybody
I
cut their
can't
own
even
hair
fucking
real
my
bad
back.
today. Yeah.
Alright.
But we'll hook each other up or whatever. Because
Yeah,
of
Ed,
course.
Ed usually hooked me up, but this time I went in by myself.
Yeah, she had to do her thing.
And
with
then
that,
and then Truth did. Nobody does Truth though. Truth does it
himself?
himself. He be in the mirror
Nah,
like
you
this.
should be like that
What,
though.
Yeah.
get it on radio?
Huh?
It's been a long time. I would say it's been over a year and a half since somebody cut my hair, and I actually let them do a little
Ah,
down low,
shit,
down low
that
fade.
finesse, that finesse, know what I'm saying?
You was nervous? You was nervous?
I was nervous. I didn't do my. Can you hear me?
No.
No, so
I'm
you
saying
like
like, was
shaking?
you like?
Oh no, I don't
yeah.
shake. No, I don't do none of that shaking
Yeah.
stuff. I don't do that shaking stuff. For me, gotta be crisp.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I personally feel like it wasn't my best. I promise you, next time it'll be better.
Nah, man, you did good.
Nah, I want to do great. Feel me?
Nah, but
I
not
got
for
you
nothing.
next time.
Truth will have you under pressure because I done
Yeah.
fucked up a couple of
Yeah.
joints. I ain't gonna lie, like I'm not that well with the straight hair. I had to get better with the straight hair. You know what I'm saying?
You mean like straight like
I had to
Asian
get
hair?
better with everything. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Because when you comparing yourself with other barbers, that's like, alright, subpar. But when you become like among the best, you're tested. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit. But you know, as a barber, you can't show the customer you're nervous. So I done fucked up a couple of heads. Like, tell them about the baby that came in. I was telling them an 8-month-old baby came in for a skin fade.
Well, he don't know.
Oh, yes.
I was like, and
Haircuts.
he was already telling me, he's like, yo, these guys, they're pretty rough. You
Yeah.
know, if you need help, let me know. Man, the baby.
First of all, don't that baby still got soft spots?
Yeah, the whole
That was the
scalp
problem.
was so.
That's
it
why
looked
he was
like,
getting mad because she was trying to
The
grab
baby
head.
or the
yeah,
parent?
I'm trying to grab the
Baby.
head.
Oh.
So he teaches me, you know, grab him by the temple,
Grab it.
area. Like, but when it looked like I put a bowl on top of his head and just went around, like, and then the baby squirming and moving. I was done.
Yeah.
So it really takes patience, skill. It takes a lot of just practice to get to a certain level.
And
You
just
know what
that
I'm
eye for
saying?
detail, like you
Yeah,
expressed from the
yeah.
beginning about him. Like when I saw his work, I'm like, yeah, you definitely need an eye for
Yeah.
detail because that looks crisp.
Nah, that was
I'm
really that.
telling you, like,
Nah,
that
I
is
appreciate
high.
I was really impressed. Like I never seen a haircut like that. Like one of my man's friends who's like a rapper, but he also cuts hair. But like people literally go from like Staten Island to the Bronx. And you know they'll give him like $150 because he does a whole bunch of shit like that. And my friend showed me pictures like that. And I never seen something as good as that Joker. That shit was fire.
Yeah,
I appreciate
yeah.
it.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
joke- when I first seen it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Was you said you used to tattoo first?
No, I became a barber first.
Oh, you was a barber
Yeah,
first.
I started barbering. You know, I actually started learning when I was 12, and I didn't become a professional until like 21 years old.
But you must be really good at drawing then as well. Then
Most definitely.
Later on, I had a customer while I was in the shop because I used to do portraits, you know, for like $20, you know, around like Valentine's Day. So
Yeah.
one of my customers is a tattoo artist, and he's like, yo, you should become a tattoo artist. So I started doing that on the side, and I did it for a few years, you know, like 10 years. And then after that, I just got tired, and I was like, man, I gotta go back to
That's
what
not
I
where your
love.
passion.
I gotta go
right,
back to it.
right.
It's like when you're with a girl, you know, you could be with the wrong one, and you be like, nah, I gotta go back to the one I love.
Yeah,
So
you're like,
that's
bitch,
how
you
it
out of
was.
here,
Yeah.
man. Speaking of which, you got a girl now.
Nah, I'm a single
Trying to
man
get-
right
He
now.
said they.
Oh yeah, that is.
I'm a
They.
single man right now.
Do you have a number one for they?
No, I mean, listen, I'm a single man right now, you know.
Right?
I have friends, that's it.
He playing it safe.
I'm playing it
I'm
safe.
trying to poke to get to the spot, but we gonna get there.
Yo, but again, let me stress the fact how important you guys are. It might just get me a job. Just the simple fact on how fucking perfect you make my line, or even compliments on a girl.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Like that. But when people come to your show or call you for an appointment, do they give you any reason or why they coming? Like, yo, I need this because any crazy reasons you guys been involved in where it was just like, whoa, it's for that?
Oh yeah. Sometimes there'll be a customer that'll call, and for instance, I had somebody text me today and they said, I'm gonna have 20 of my choreographers come down in a limo.
Oh shit.
And I wanted to know if you could do that in one day, and I was like, yeah, I think I could pull it off. You just got to get there early.
Mm-hmm.
And he just told me, yeah, it's just simple Caesars and whatever. But some people do, put a little bit more pressure on you, telling you, what it is that they need you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. So look, we got. Can you introduce yourself, Kenny, please?
Oh yeah.
Because this is our producer here.
Yeah, Rowdy.
So
Garbage.
I already bragged about you already, so they already know who you are. But I want you to formally introduce yourself to the to them and why I even called you up.
Why I'm important?
Right, exactly.
My name's Yarodi. I'm in-house producer for Swag in the City. Yeah, and actually every week I have a beat that I make for the artists.
Yeah, about
Yes.
Right.
Guest artists. This gets Barbers. When hopefully they spit a little Sweet 16. Yes, that's
Now,
Hope
Shane.
they spit a little Sweet 16 for
So can we
remainder
get?
of the show.
Are we getting them lights or we keeping the lights on?
We get the lights.
Get the lights off.
We get the lights.
I'm gonna spit a sweet little one sentence. That's it.